Today we're checking out a new series of pedals from my good friends over at Donner. This is the Embark series. So Donner is sponsoring this video. They did send these pedals out for us to check out together. Thank you very much, Donner. If you want to check out any of the products featured in this video, there are links down there in the description. And hey, while you're down there, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification and the like button, leave me a comment, all the good YouTube stuff. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about these pedals some more, shall we? Now there is just one little tiny small issue, and that is that I only got 4 of them. I don't know which one I'm missing. I believe it's a delay. But again, you can check the link in the description and see which one I'm missing. But I do have 4 of them, so we'll work with what we got. So the Embark series is kind of cool. There is one rather unique feature about it that we'll touch on in just a second. But first and foremost, what do we have? So we have a distortion, we have a phaser, we have a chorus, and we have an overdrive. And realistically, that's all you need for a little pedal board. So this is a nice little series to get you started if you're new to the world of guitar pedals. So let's go ahead and crack one of these bad boys open and see what we got in the box here. Can't wait to see what these things look like. Huh. A rather plain white casing. That's the phaser. I wonder if anything else looks the same here. The distortion. Another plain white box. Maybe the chorus. Maybe the chorus. Another plain white box. The overdrive though has to be another plain white box. So what's going on? Why are these pedals rather plain? Oh yeah, that's right, because one of the selling features of these pedals is that you get a bunch of nice little stickers included with it, because these pedals are ready to customize, you know, aesthetically. So that's really kind of cool. I believe based on how the outside feels, if you wanted to take like a Sharpie to this, or if you wanted to take some kind of paint to it, you could paint these whatever color you wanted. Check which kind of paint you would need for this particular finish here, but it is like a rather smooth kind of satiny finish, so I think most paints would adhere to it. But Sharpies, things like that, again, you get a bunch of stickers to get you started. And in case you're wondering which pedal is which, because I now have mixed them up and it's like which one would you know, down here at the bottom it will tell you. So like for example, this is the chorus, that's the overdrive, that's the phaser, that's the distortion. So it tells you at the bottom. But again, you can always mark these yourself and find out which one is which just by looking at the top of them, which I think is kind of cool. Whew. All right, we got our workspace cleaned up here. So now we're ready to get them plugged in and ready to go. So here's just kind of how we're gonna do it really quickly. First and foremost, we're gonna do it all in one video. I'm not making 4 separate videos for these pedals. We're gonna do it all in one. We're gonna hook them up to my iTone power supply. As you can see, I've got all those cables dangling there. The guitars we're gonna be using for a specific reason. We're using my Donner Hush X and my Donner Hush. This is the acoustic version of the Hush X. 2 reasons we're using those. 1, they're great guitars. You should absolutely check out the videos I did on those if you have any interest in those. And 2, again, if you look in the description, they're having a sale on both of these guitars. There are dates down there for when the sales for each one of these go. So make sure you check the links down there. And I forgot to mention, if you use the code Flamingo at checkout, that's an extra 15% off your order. So make sure you check that out, and that helps out the channel. I greatly appreciate it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hook all of this up. We're gonna run it through my Blackstar HD5, mic'd up on an SM57, kind of my general thing here. Sounds pretty decent. So let's go ahead and plug these in, see what they sound like. So once again, an extra special thank you to Donner for sponsoring this video and continuing to support this channel. They've been a great support of this channel over the past, I don't even know how many months, probably going on a year at this point, but I digress. So what do I think about the Embark series of pedals? Realistically, I think they're great. I mean, are they just another tiny little pedal? Yes, but man, like what really impressed me, honestly, was the phaser and the chorus pedal. That chorus, both of those effects I used on the Donner Hush, so the acoustic one, and then I used the distortion and overdrive on the Hush X. I know they kind of look the same, but again, links down there if you want to go pick one of these up on sale. Use the code Flamingo at checkout for 15% off. I think that these are great pedals. Honestly, I do. Again, they are pretty generic. They are pretty, you know, just kind of small pedals is what I'm saying. The sounds are cool. Especially that phaser and chorus. Something about those two I really, really liked. The overdrive gets super duper bright when you turn that tone all the way up, which is really good. I like that about an overdrive because it can cut through, you know, a mix or just cut through if you're playing live, get that solo going. The distortion sounds pretty good too. I dig that. I think pairing the distortion and the overdrive will obviously do you wonders, just because I feel like the distortion could have a little bit more gain on tap, but that's obviously where you pair it with an overdrive. You can't go wrong with these. So with that being said, my name is Jonathan. Thank you again, Donner, for sponsoring this video and for sponsoring so many other videos on this channel. Thank you for joining me on my Pink Room of Doom. Please make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.